Good afternoon and welcome to this session of monthly class of N P Financials, the prop trading firm at Melbourne, Australia. We start. I think you can hear me as well as see my screen. All good?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you for that. We'll start as usual with the general financial product advice warning. NP Financials Pty Limited, NP Financials or NPF advises all service recipients of the following. This information is provided only on general financial product advice basis. This is only educational in nature. Trading securities, derivatives, CFDs, foreign exchange contracts can be risky and is not suitable for all. I'll give 20 seconds more to read this. Okay, so Nishant is saying she has not got the link. Let me add her. Add people. So everyone add people. Nishanti normally. Okay, Nishanti and ISHM. That's why. Why Nishanti is not coming automatically? Alright, just give me, yeah, if you have gone through, it's fantastic. Just give me 30 more seconds to invite our friend Nishanti because he is saying that she has not received the email. So, mail. It's a, I think, Google bug maybe. But anyway, we are not here to resolve the Google bug as of now. We'll just quickly send the link to Istanti, and her email address is compose Nish gmail at dot. Alright, copy and then add people in call. Send email. I did. Let me inform her that we did. Alright, thank you Sri for asking the second question. Yeah, Nishanti. Yeah, good afternoon Nishanti, how are you? We are all missing you. And Arindam, can you repeat what you said?
Shanti, you took all the money from Sri Lanka out.
Did you?
Not fair.
Good. It's all going good. Yeah, I'll let you know.
All-
I have new project, so in the end of the day, yeah, I'll discuss later.
So next time you sell something, where are you selling? Please let us know. We'll short sell there if you don't have anything.
Commission. Okay.
We'll
Yes.
short sell.
Said exactly correct. All right, so what I told that I will ask I'll ask everyone the questions, one question at least, and I got so far, and write it down. I have got so far question from Sri, Arindam, and when. Yeah, now Marty, what's your question? Of course. So before that, today I'll not be speaking for entire session, of course, with you, along with you, but we'll have tremendous traders like Marty Stewart. He would be speaking for 20 minutes today at around 4:30, and he'll be sharing his experience and his expertise, not only experience but his expertise in fundamental, which I'm not very strong at him, and then Elliott wave analysis, I'm not at all strong in that, and then of course his other understanding. So thank you Marty for that. And of course we have invited one of the finest traders we have ever seen so far. um, After starting the NPF Capital Audition, and his name is Bharat, as in India. India's other name is Bharat, so he is having an appropriate name. Why Bharat as a guest speaker? We have requested. It's up to him to come and join. He said he will, but it is morning in the what time it is India, Arindam, now?
10:40.
10:40, so quite early in the Sunday. Must be having, but if he comes, he will be I'll be introducing him, but he is such a trader. He passed our audition in one single day, one day. We all thought, including me, that he got lucky, but he proved that it was not lucky, and he claimed his $8,000 profit in his $100,000 account in next 4 days. So how good
Wow.
is that? So I think I've seen, I'm not, probably very honest, I have not seen a trader like him. I have requested him to personally to come and join us and share his experience. How not only how not absolutely not how to pass the audition in one day, because we don't want to rush you. That's why we do not have any maximum or minimum days. But how did he pass in one day? And on top of that, how did he got $8,000? That means 8% in next 4 days. So he invested probably $670 with us, but he got $8,000 in 4 days, which is brilliant. That's I think he would come and join us. And then yeah. So Marty, your question. Marty, you have to unmute. You can write down or just ask if you are in front of the screen. I think is blank coming, so maybe away. Okay, Valinder.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your question, please.
How to control on your greed, sir?
Brilliant question. Valinder Saroha, how to control greed. Controlling greed. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Next comes Sweta. Your question, please.
Bharat, I had a question, and I don't always know the timing to leave, as in like to close the trade. I think that would be a good one, especially on intraday on daily basis.
Fantastic. Brilliant question. Timing to exit on intraday trading IDT. I'll write it in short and then come back. Very good. Thank you for that. Abram. His name is.
I
Go.
don't really have a question, Papa. Sorry.
No, not
Sorry.
yet. Not yet. Right. And Girija. Your question, please. Girija has gone to quiet place, isn't it? Okay, so
Probably, man.
yeah, Nisha, your question.
Um, yeah, like I mean, biggest issue with trading is like fundamental like things happening, like wars to constant announcement of this interest rate hike to economic calendar, something happening everywhere, even like starting from Australia, next day German, next day London, and then New York, whatever, like it's just like constant this announcement. It's just so hard to deal with those wars to everything. So that's another thing, I can deal with it, but it's just fundamental. It's become demon sometimes.
Yeah, thank you for that. Your question is so tough that I misspelled calendar. Thanks to Google, it corrected grammarly. Right. Yeah. So you got questions from everyone. We'll be waiting for Marty to come and here. Of course, he will talk, but his question we have not got. Otherwise, let people come and join, and then. Right. So we'll start with the first question first.
I have one more question, Partha.
Go.
I mean, uh, when you are above support and you see a very strong liquidity bar, and you see a slight bounce back from the top of the liquidity bar, not going to the support yet, uh, is that a right time to enter or just stay away from that?
Okay. So I have written it down. Above support, liquidity bar, enter or not. Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, everyone can ask tens of questions, so don't hesitate to ask more questions. As Arindam did, as Sri did, you are allowed to ask tens of questions. Each one of you can ask tens of questions, so that all your questions are answered. Not only that, and we all learn from each other. So that's brilliant. All right. Okay. We'll go with first one. Could you please explain the preparation for pre-opening session for intraday? Alright, so let's go to our model of intraday. Let me shape this as price. if I have I have 50. That is my challenge. I've already 50 this thing. I can delete this one template, and it only allows 50 templates, so that's the limitations of this software. Alright, so we'll go to our intraday load template and then go to intraday, and the question I'm answering is from Sri. Explain the preparation for pre-opening session for intraday. It's not rocket science, mate. It's very simple. I'll explain in a minute. All right. So we'll start with not Apple. Sometimes I forget that I'm an Australian, not an American. All right. Okay. So what we do is intraday starting. So let's start from 950 somewhere here. All right. So this, okay. Let me go to the 10 or 950 exactly. We'll go to 950 bar, and we'll keep maybe this, yeah. Well, I don't like to see, yeah, I don't like to, I want to see, okay, first thing what my this thing you need to understand, and of course you need to understand your own how to so how do you feel happy to see your chart. Let me explain it better. That's a simple question, but very critical question, because it's a game of the brain, so brain should be happy. Alright. So do you like to see the chart like this, only this many bars, or do you like to see these charts like this, too many bars, or how do you like to see the chart? So what I feel like seeing the chart depends on the size of the chart. So I prefer this open and close just kissing each other in my preferred size of the window. So if I, yeah, this is not, see there is a gap between open and close. So what I'll do one more zoom in or zoom out, whatever you say. Showing more bars is what, zoom in or zoom out? Englishman, when Marty?
Zoom out.
Zoom on, yeah. Marty, thank you. I have learned English from so many of my fellow traders from in Australia and Britain also. Yeah, so they're very good. Zoom out. Zoom out means moving. All right, Marty, you are not asked a question. Marty, what is your question? You are missing that time, hiding.
My question was, with double bottoms and double tops, when would you disregard a possible setup?
Thank you. This is a very good way to start the session and continue. Disregard the sorry, Marty. What?
When you see a double top or double bottom forming, when do you disregard the possible setup?
Thank you for that. Possible setup, yeah, all good. So yeah, we got one more question. All right, very good. And then I'm answering first question. So that is everyone understood what did I mean by joining, like kissing each other. So I prefer my screen to look like this. So similarly here also I prefer each one should be joining other, like this one. See, this is joining, and this is non-joint. This is not joint, and this is joint. So I prefer this. It is up to you. You may prefer this, or you may prefer this. So it is up to you. So after you are done with this, next thing, because you are fixed with your computer screen, you cannot have a 100-inch monitor and 8 of them. You cannot have. So you can have 25-inch monitor and 8 of them, or 2 of them, or 1 of them. Doesn't matter. Or even 17-inch laptop is good enough for trading. So for that, what you need, once you are satisfied with that, yes, with this screen size of 5-inch by 5-inch roughly, I need this much. So after that, what you need to do, you need to go to scale, and then go to the last one, and go to the last one here. So you have 51 bars. So come here and make it 51. So make it 51. So 51, and then add, and then select 51. So see, so even if you disturb this like this screen like this, if you click on this one, alignment horizontal and vertical, it will take you to 51 and look very nice. Yeah, 51, very nice. Everyone understood what I meant to say in last 2 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very the small little
Yep.
things. The small little things can actually help you, because it's a very, it has to be very eye soothing, very much eye soothing. All right. So 9:45. So 9:30. This is the one 9:30. All right. So this is when we come. Generally, I come at around 9 to 9:20, 9:25, after doing the regular stuff in the morning, exercising, walking, and other stuff, breakfast and all those things. Actually, I have a very strange, not strange, but it suits me. I complete my lunch at around this 9 o'clock. I complete my lunch for the day at 9 o'clock. So in between 9 to 1, I'm not disturbed for breakfast or lunch or tea or anything. So that's that one habit which is helping me to concentrate more. So that also, it's up to you, entirely up to you, but you need to know, because you are asking me pre session, that's why I'm explaining you everything what I do on the pre session. So pre
Good.
session,
Thanks. Sir,
go.
just quick one. So the big parts what you have seen now, yeah, it's before, yeah, before 9 o'clock. Is that correct? Yeah, before
Correct.
9 o'clock.
Because see, the vertical line is 9:15. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9:15. So we come on this day 9:15, or you may come 9:20, 9:25. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
after I'm referring to Melbourne time. Always Melbourne time. With daylight saving and without daylight saving, doesn't matter. With daylight saving doesn't, without because 9:50 is the fixed time for ASX. Yeah. So we come here, and the first thing first, we need to see, to answer Sri's question, please explain the preparation for the pre-opening. That's why I was doing the preparation. I had my lunch, I had my 90 minutes exercise and all those things, and of course you must be having the same thing. And then I come in front of the at the 9:15, because this is our bread and
sorry, sir.
Go.
That is the 1st April, and the previous is also a 1st April, or it's a different date, or the previous date.
This is 31st. 31st.
Okay, so it
31st.
is on
Yeah. 31st ends as 24 0000. So this is 31st March 23:45, and the next bar is 1st April 00. Right?
Okay, understood. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Pasokuru, any question? Any other question? Sri?
No questions. We can continue.
Alright. So how to prepare? You need to prepare just by doing this. Click on here and then go and click on there, and then click on okay. Why click on here? And you can of course choose a little bit of display price. If you do that, that is probably better. Display price, and then save it. Give a name. I have saved this many, so I save it here, and then it will be always showing the price. That's good. And then why this one? Because at this point 9:30, when the market has not started, market will start in 5 minutes. 9:30 to 9:45, this is 9:45, and after that 5 minutes market will start. Before market starts, what is the minimum, what is the support? This is the support, number one thing I do. And number two things, what is the resistance? This is resistance. I will not go to I'll not go to put the resistance. I don't prefer to this one or this one or this one at this one, because they are too far off. Make sense?
Yeah.
Makes up far off. And the other go.
Basically, the nearest swing low and nearest swing high. Right?
Correct. That is number two, and number.
So you use 15 minutes, so all the time, or 1 hour 15 minutes?
This is 15 minutes. I'm explaining. This
So
I'm explaining 15 minutes.
Always use 15 minutes for this technique. Not
For
like
intraday,
1 hour.
for intraday, we use 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For 15 in intraday, we use 15 minutes. So I'm not maximizing this chart, because if I maximize this chart, my eyes will be disturbed. My mind's eye will be disturbed. Why? Because I'm not habituated to see this maximized chart when I'm doing intraday. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I'm habituated to see this form, no other form. So if I have seen this form tens of thousands of time in past 12 years, why do I bother changing this? Make sense?
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't change this. All right. So even if the Hang Seng is peeping up, GBP is peeping up, that's fine. And then why this the second I said to Arindam, because this the nearest swing high swing low, and of course the first thing it should be maybe 6 to 9 or 7 to 9, like that. This is the 6 o'clock bar and this is the 9:15 bar. So I prefer seeing the last 3 hours swing high swing low, Arindam, in addition to the nearest one. Did it make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So this is the only, this is the no, this is mainly the preparation I do. Otherwise, what I'll do, I'll say the line chart, of course. Of course, line chart. Line chart is, I'll go to Friday, 9:30. This is Thursday, Friday 1, Friday 2, Friday 7, Friday 9:50. So this is pre-opening, isn't it? Give me 30 seconds.
Is it? It's a. So you are referring to line chart. This is a range bar, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
All right, Bharat has not got the check now. He has not got the link, so I don't know what Google is doing. Horrible. Let me put Bharat in because he's waiting. So add people, Bharat Devanand. Check now. Yeah, sent. Yeah, this is another way to communicate with us. If you are not getting us, is through chatting with us, and this is the best way. You can just join here and then put your name and my email address and phone number. And Bharat says got it TY, and now I understand what is TY. So probably he's saying thank you and please join. I'll write please join if he has not joined, because he's a very important member. Of course, we all of us are important, but join now. All right, brilliant. Okay, so I have to find out what is the restriction of this Google in Meet. Why it is not I have probably I want to go to 100, maybe thousands. Is that a limitation? Anyone knows much about Google Meet limitations?
No.
No.
Sometime if there is some setting change into the person's itself, mobile or the laptop.
Mhm.
So that's why it's happened.
Oh.
So like maybe Bharat needs to restart or something. That's how he can add himself.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Bharat. Good morning, Bharat. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine, thank you. I just joined the session.
Yeah, we were waiting for you actually. You are a very important speaker today. So, what time you want to prepare to speak from now on to next 90 minutes?
Anytime is fine, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Bharat. You are very liberal. Thank you very much. All right. So, all of us are actually asking a question for us to discuss. What would be your question, Bharat? I know you will talk about but do you have any question?
Nothing at the moment, but I'll sure get back to you if there's any.
Brilliant. Thank you. Brilliant. Excellent. So we are discussing about the first question, and the first question was preparation for pre-opening session for intraday. Preparation for pre-opening session for intraday, and we are referring to the intraday chart, in which we have marked the pre-opening session for ASX as 9:50, 9:30. This is the 9:31. Bar, and this is the 9:30 bar on the range bar. So these two things which I want to see, and the other thing which I need to see is the support resistance nearest, as Arindam said, nearest support and nearest swing high and swing low as the support resistance. And one more thing, of course, we have given you the daily and the 4-hourly and the hourly to see confirm the trend. Specifically the daily, if the daily has broken everything, like ASX is now in fire probably. As you can see, the daily chart is going very strong up, so that is definitely uptrend. But in between we have a down day. So for intraday this is a down day, for intraday this may be a down day, for intraday this may be a down day. So but Go.
Sir,
Go.
sorry, I'm just interrupting.
Go.
So in this chart, so now what we are seeing, is it the first term uptrend, or is the second term uptrend?
In which chart? 1 hour, 1 day? You mean in the yes? Okay, that's good.
Yes,
Very good
yes,
question.
yes, please,
That's
one day one.
actually that's got a very good question.
Because
For
sorry, I'm just like I was unable to talk in between for that time, so I was keep reading the charts when you opened that one. Yes.
very good. I think we have not got a question from you. You were on a quiet mode. Do you have a question, Girija?
Yes, yes. So in the 1 day chart, definitely we can see uptrend, downtrend.
Hmm.
The where is the screen now?
4 hour,
I
4
just,
hour, 1 hour.
yes. Can we go to that the 15 minutes one? Like
Yeah,
if you can click on that.
yeah.
Yes. So right now we can see only one, like as per my knowledge, like what I'm studying right now, there is, I can only see a little bit of like first term uptrend, and another thing is it's just going down and down.
Yeah, very good.
So am I right about that? Like in the starting, if we can see?
Yes, yes. So she is talking. That's very good. So she is asking about daily chart and first, second, third term trend. Third term trend. So I write it down. Third term. Good. Excellent. I love questions. As I always say, please ask questions and do not suffer in silence. Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Fantastic. All right. So yeah, thank you, Girija, for that. So now just to in between answer Girija's question, see this one in the daily chart, the our definition of first term trend is if you see more of up bar compared to down bar,
Yes.
this is first term uptrend, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you see the swing high and swing low going up, then
Yes.
you have the second term uptrend, isn't it?
Yes.
So no, not this one. So second term
Mhm.
also, because if you see this is swing low, this is swing low, this is swing low, and this is swing low, this is swing low and
Mhm.
swing high are going up, isn't it? Second
Yes.
term trend is also up, and the P star and T star, that means the peaks and troughs which are not broken to the right hand side, are also going up. So the first term, second term, and the third term trend is up. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So then what we are having understanding is the first term, second term trend, and third term trend in up here. But
Yes.
overall what we are looking for intraday, we are looking on the vicinity of 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 15 minutes and maximum 60 minutes to see this trend. So
Mhm.
5 minutes, as you said, possibly we are seeing a mix of up bar, down bar. In the 5 minute we saw a clear cut downtrend, but in the if I have to go to 1st April, let me first mark it. 1st April 950, 1st April 950, 9 o'clock bar. This is the bar on the 1 hour, and 1 hour is also having a our definition, all sellers out here, isn't it? All sellers out.
Yes.
That means all
Yes.
probably sellers are getting out. So these are
Mhm.
the informations we are getting from as a pre-market. So this is pre-market, this is pre-market, this is pre-market. I'm not hiding, I'm hiding the right hand side. So what we are seeing here that first thing first, we got a swing low. If the market has to go down, it will break this. Break means close below low taken out, and here is the resistance, and it can break and go up. Of course, we have a very important line here, which has to be crack and snap. If the price is doing crack and snap back on this line, then it is having the potential to go up. All right, let's see. So these are the and the additional thing which we saw pre-market for this date, 1st of April, is the daily is an uptrend, and in hourly it is possible end of a downtrend, which are all sellers out. This is the preparation session for intraday. Did I answer your question, Sri?
Yeah, very good, sir. Very good.
All right.
Thanks very much for the detailed explanation.
Okay,
Thank
and the
you.
next question follows with this. Thank you, Sri. Is from Arindam. He is asking trend before opening and trend which continues, where to enter. So whatever we have discussed so far, we have answered one third. We have answered 100% of Sri's question, but one third of Arindam's question. So trend before we have known now, and he is saying trend which continues and where to enter. Now, where to enter is the biggest question. What is the trend is also a $1 million question. What is the trend is the $1,000,000 question, and then next $500,000 probably question is where to enter. Where to enter is very simple at NP Financials, because we have our signal, sorry, we have our histograms to help us. So reduce price. So if I reduce price, it will tell us where to enter. So it is telling us probably if every other condition matches, then we will possibly enter here when the market opens at 950, and possibly if this when the support is broken, that means market is going down, and but if market comes back and goes inside the support, then possibly we'll enter. So and let's see what next bar here. I'll go bar by bar. So this is 945. So this is the market opening at 950, because this is 15 minutes chart, and this bar will continue till 945 to 10. So this is the opening bar, and here this is the opening bar 950 dot. So 950 dot, this bar opens, and by opening it is telling us that price is telling here that I'm going inside the support. That means it is a crack and snap back on the support. So if you are a risk taker, as we have explained, risk appetite taker from the next risk appetite, like risk taker, risk aversive person, balanced person. So if you are a risk taker, kind of risky trader, not in the bad sense, but in the sense that he wants to maximize your profit by taking the minimum risk. So if you are entering here, if you are entering at that bar plus 3 pips, then possibly you will enter here 87 with a risk of 20 pips. So generally for intraday we take 30 pips risk, but here you are entering at 87 and your stop is at 67, so 20 pips. So that is the first entry signal here on the green, and that is the first entry signal on the green here if the high is taken out. So market is still not, high is not taken out. So next one, this again green, and this is high taken out. So we'll enter around here 83 plus something. So we enter there, and we enter there. So that is the entry point and pre-market trend, and that is 50% question answered for Arindam, and then trend which continues. So that is the third part of Arindam's question, trend that continues. Trend that continues means now we are here at 10:05. We need to move 1 hour here. This is 10 o'clock bar. 10:05 here falls within this bar, because if I key, so this is, so trend will so we are already long here from our I think we discussed that in the intraday session, if you remember. I don't remember the last call, when did he enter. But in Discord, what we do, we immediately place idea that on 1st of April, this is 31st, this is 31st, this is 1st of April. Yeah, so we said that the support is around 67460, around here the support, as we pointed out, and then we said the long can be 82. So in here because we are maintaining a good record of 80% success, 32 out of 40, now 37 out of 45, something like that. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to be very conservative here on this Discord. But in trading may not be as conservative. You may be a risk taker, as I said. So for that day we entered at around what was the entry point there on the first. We enter where is first? This is first. We enter as 82, must safe entry. All right, but 82 I'll come back later, but for the time being, as I told you, yeah, this is the 82, I think 83, yeah, that's not a bad one. So we entered here. Go.
Yeah. We have a strong support. We see that 7460. Okay. Market opens slightly above that. So will it be completely wrong idea to place a trade pending order at 7461 or 7465 with a very short stop loss of 7455? So like if I believe this is a strong support, it will not break. Even if it breaks, it will crack and snap back maybe 5 points for ASX or 10 points. So I'll just do a 10 points stop and put a trade for 7460 or 7465.
That's a brilliant question. I think that's a very professional question. When probably I hope Bharat is speaking, Bharat will share his experience, because as I told you, I'll again introduce Bharat. Bharat is a brilliant trader who passed NPF. Competed 100,000 US dollar competition in one day, one single day, and next 4 days his income went up plus 8,000 US dollar, and he has placed a withdrawal request which has been processed. He will talk when he wants to, or when I stop. All right. So but that question is a brilliant, lovely question. I would, as per my understanding, if you are confident, yes to that very good question, if you are confident that yes, this support is a support because this is uptrend, and that support will be possibly respected, then by all means go ahead and put a trade at 7461, keeping a 7451 as your stop. Before that, because if you lose, you lose 10 pips, but if you gain, you may gain 50 pips. But before that, that is your question and my answer. 50%, my another 50% answer is, you need, if you want to go long at 7461, you must have back tested that concept at least 1,000 times before.
Okay.
If you have seen that yes, that is the case, and I have seen that 60% success, go ahead and do that, because low risk high reward even with 50% success is very good idea, very good idea.
Yeah, because that's the thing what we see in not only in ASX, more prominent in Nasdaq. If you see, if you don't mind, just open the Nasdaq chart for the
we'll just complete this.
Yeah.
So we have done the pre-analysis and then go to Nasdaq. So we have done the pre-analysis, and then you have know the trend, possible reversal from the all sellers out, and then we have seen, we have entered. Then the last question for this pre-market is the continuation. Continuation is simple. We need to see it can break one, cannot break two, both in here, both in here, and both in here. So let's move on. So I am here at 7,501. So I am here. I'll stop here. So this time it is at 12:30. From 10, we had broken our head from 9:30 to 9:49 for 9 minutes. What to do? So we have done everything. Then relax. Then don't do anything. You have placed the order, you have entered the order, and relax. But okay, I'll come back to the interesting question as Varindam said. If you play the negative side of that concept, Varindam, is if you place a trade at 7461, you have 70% chance that it will come here. Otherwise, you have 30% chance that it will not come there.
Yeah.
So 30% of the day, roughly, you will lose that chance, because the retest or the rebounds will not happen here.
May not happen.
Yeah, may not happen 30% of the time.
So my thought, I'm just speaking it out, maybe completely wrong. So if I see I'm talking of specifically ASX, where the movement expectation is 50 pips in a day, probably in a normal day, 50 pip expectation. So I take a 10% of the 50 pip as a risk. 7461 is my support. I'll put a trade for 7466 and be happy and wait there. If 7466 happens, is fine. If it doesn't happen, then I wait for the technical entry at the top at 7486.
All right. So that's fine. That's very good. So he is taking two-way entry. One is at the 84. Generally, we prefer that. Second one we prefer, because that is a very, I think, balanced entry. So we always want to see the breakout, and breakout are 70% fake outs, and we know how to avoid those fake outs. But we have got breakout. Mostly they are breakout trades, and we are maintaining 80% success, which is not bad. So what Arindam is saying, that he'll be doing at two trade. One is at 86 and one is at 66, which makes sense. So now that we are here, which is 12:30, so relax. Don't do anything on that 2 hours. Yeah, just relax. Of course, you can trade ASX small cap, blah blah blah. So this is the 12:30 bar there on the 5 minutes, and this is the 12 o'clock bar there. So the trend is continuing in the first term, Girija and Arindam, abbar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Here also abbar and more green bar, that means first term trend is up.
Yes.
And then here also the swing high is getting higher, here swing high is getting higher and swing low getting higher.
Yes.
So in this the trend is up and it's matching with this. How good is that? I always used to say in 2010 maybe, when I was in 3-day seminar, most of the time I used to talk nonsense, but one of the nonsense was, this is like a grandfather or great grandfather, this is like grandfather, this is like father, and this is like son.
Yes.
It is like that. So we need to listen to what the great grandfather is doing. Like here it is doing uptrend, father is doing a mixture of retracement, and what the grandfather is doing mixture, and father is doing up, so the son has to go up. That is one thing what I used to say. Maybe Wayne could have
It is just easy way to remember.
yeah, isn't it? As in history we remember always who was the
Yes.
son of Akbar, who was the son of Babur. My goodness. We used to have a rhyme. Okay, that was in Bengali, so I'm not telling that rhyme. All right. So this is the continuation, and that answers all your 3 questions, and that brings to next question. I think someone asked where to exit. I think Sweta asked, timing to exit. Timing, there is no timing, there is only technicality. And so before coming to Shweta's answer where to exit, I need to tell you that this blue support and this red resistance are only for seeing what the market is doing between this support and resistance. That is number 2. And number 1 is, these are hidden support and resistance, because if you don't draw, that is not there in front of you, isn't it? So these are the hidden support and resistance we always ask you to do in our different modules and units, specifically in our Traders Foundation. You all remember?
Yeah.
So if you have done that practice, very good. If you have not done that practice, go back to the drawing board and then do that, please. So answering Sweta's question where to exit, so what we saw here, I'll ask a couple of things to you, because we are extremely strong in bar by bar analysis. This is Friday, and probably Bharat would agree with me, but he's very I think it may not. So what I would say, Friday, oh my god, A6, oh my god. Alright, so what does it mean? It means that I'll be very careful on any support and resistance. So if I see this big bar on a resistance, what is coming to my mind?
Close it.
Go long.
Go long. Who said that?
Yeah.
Go long.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Close the long
At that
trade.
resistance.
All buyers out.
That's all buyers out.
Okay, Sri said first, initially he said go long, by out
Yeah.
of and then Harinam said yeah, and then Sri corrected. Yeah, that the correction is possibly which is coming to my mind because of seeing the 30,000 hours on the left hand side. That is one of the advantages. More often than not, I have seen this as a all buyers out, and that is second. First is, there is a very high probability a crack and snapback will happen here, because it is resistance and it is a very hard number, 7,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Psychological resistance.
psychological resistance. So there are 3 things here: all buyers out. Next is crack and snapback. Let's see what happened.
I have one question here on the 7,500 and this round numbers. At that point of time, will you aim to see the spot value?
No. What Arindam is asking, he's asking going to the spot value, that means the underlying market, and see. I don't do that. Personally, I don't do that, but Bharat, Marty, and others can contribute. Arindam, yourself.
Because there can be 2 things at 7,500. The spot can be below 7,500, or spot can be much above 7,500.
True.
If it is much above 7,500, chances that it will just go jump there. If it is below, probably crack and snap back there. So my thought, just
Where do you see this spot? Before tell me.
A6. ASX spot. Go to ASX website. ASX chart. ASX 200 chart. Yeah, home ASX. You'll see the spot there. Yeah. On a trading hours, you'll see a spot there.
See, I don't do this. That's why I'm asking question. Yeah.
Yeah, you see here it is. This is the spot chart.
Okay.
This is a spot chart. So
1st April.
Yeah.
ASX. My goodness, such a big company, and look at the quality of the charts. Where they are not even showing the x-axis. Yeah, this is the x-axis. Okay, let me go to the time here. So this is 1200. 1200 here in ASX is this bar, this spot. You are the 7490 is this spot, correct?
Yeah. So future is at high. So chance of crack and snapback is more.
Oh wow! Everyone understood what Arindam said? I learnt it. Everyone.
I'm just speaking aloud. Maybe completely bullshit.
Everyone. Anyone wants to ask a question to Arindam?
Yeah, sorry, Arindam. So, what is the where can I see two prices here? One is the future, and another one is the spot.
Future is this one.
Future is in your LG, IG.
Future is this.
Future is in LG.
Future price is this one, 7503 high, and spot is this one as per Arindam. This one here, 12 noon bar here.
Yeah.
7490 10 spot. Underlying market is 10 pips below the future. That's what the.
And also see the underlying market is coming down already. It went up and started coming down.
This is a correction. This is not coming down. This is the impulsive up. This is corrective down.
Corrective down. Yeah.
So as per Arindam, he is saying this spot as 10 pips below, so he wants to get out. So any question to Arindam?
Okay, spot.
I don't do that, Arindam. Sorry, but it can be a good one. But Bharat, do you do that?
No, sir. So I just want to ask Arindam one question. So the thing which we are trading on MT4, so is that the futures?
Yes.
Future.
Yeah, futures. Like, is it the 1 month future or a 2 month future? So how many month future is it?
It's not dated future actually.
Okay.
ASX is not a dated future.
This is continuous. Okay. This is continuous.
It's a continuous future. It's unlike Nifty. It is not dated future.
Okay.
It's an undated contract.
Yes.
Okay, so the spot and the future does not meet any time here, is what you mean to say?
No. Typically, I'll tell you, one day in between it happened when ASX has a huge option expiry date. Remember, Partha?
Yes.
Market opened, future opened at very high. And spot was like 100 points below, and future was stuck. The market got stalled actually. There was no transaction for 15, 20, 30 minutes because future opened at 100 points high and the spot was so below, nobody wants to do a trade at that point of time. Either the spot has to come up or the future has to go down. Typically what happens, my little understanding of couple of months is that future will mimic the spot during the trading hours, during the market hours rather. Not trading hours, trading hours is whole day. So in the market hours, future will try to mimic the spot.
So this is future, this is spot.
Yeah, it will typically mimic. If it comes down, it will come down. If it goes up, it will go up. It will follow.
Okay. Yeah.
With a constant gap of 10 pips.
Not really. Not always. Not always.
It can be zero also. It can be zero.
Okay.
And sometimes you will see IG is giving a premium on the spot and MT4 is giving a discount on the spot.
Did you understand? Everyone understood what he said? Premium and discount? Any question? Ask this question because these are professional traders who are talking.
I have no idea about premium.
Ask. Then ask. Sweta, please ask. What is premium and what is discount, Arindam?
Yeah. If your spot is at 7490 and future is at 7500, that means it's a premium.
Understood,
So
Sweta? Hold on. You are not a good teacher. Ask Sweta. Has she understood? Have you understood, Sweta?
Are you saying premium because future is higher than spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Go slow.
Future is at premium.
Go slow.
Future is at premium, and at the same point, if the spot is at 7490 and future is at 7480, that means future is discounted.
Oh, okay, I see now. Makes sense.
Any other question to him? Bharat asked a brilliant question. Sweta asked brilliant question. Any other question? All right. If not, thank you very much, Arindam. Even myself don't do this. Who bothers?
No, that should not be done. There are two rules we should follow. Is that bar is a bar. Don't go outside the bar.
Yeah, that's correct. I have
Everything
never
is taken care in the bar.
exactly
But
correct.
sometimes what happens when the market is stalled, you need to know why the market is stalled.
That's
I mean,
correct.
should I just close the book and go off,
Yes,
have
yeah,
fun, or should I wait?
absolutely correct.
One of the days I saw in last 1 month is that market got stalled completely for 1 hour, and because the spot was 100 point below the future.
So
So
Sri,
just
you got
nobody-
sorry, Arindam. Sri you got your answer. It is not always 10. It can be 100. It can be minus 50.
Yeah.
It
I
can be
got that.
0.
I
Yeah,
got that.
it's a
So what
dynamic
typically
number.
will happen in the expiry of the option date, we don't trade the option here. On the expiry of option trade, market makers will try to pull the price towards the favorable option point where they have the maximum contract.
Brilliant explanation, Arindam. Brilliant. Very good. Thank you. So, any other question to Arindam? Thank you, Bharat and Shweta for participation, and Sri. All right. So, if the spot, future, discount, all those things are clear, then we can move on. That with due respect to everything what everyone said, and this chart spot and that chart future, everything is good. With due respect to everything, I believe in one thing: what is happening, that is the truth.
Yes.
What is happening,
Okay,
that is the
just one more
truth.
question.
That is the only truth.
Don't watch news, don't watch Google while you are trading.
Exactly
Partha,
correct. Go.
Partha sir, one more question.
Go.
In a 15-minute charts, there are two more indicators I have seen. The golden bar, is it volume?
This is volume. This is volume.
Okay, and what about the below one, please?
All right, I'll answer that. Below one is ATR and my
ATR.
average true range and my average true range. It's a average true range, as you can see, is taken for 14 bars, and my ATR,
Yeah.
that means my ATR is single bar. One is single bar.
Would it be possible to provide us this
Okay, write us
with our
just
systems,
drop an
please?
email to support, and they can do it for
Yeah,
you
thank
with your credentials.
thank
With your credentials, because we don't keep
Yeah.
credentials. Coming back to
Sure.
this, so we are all believing that Arindam says that spot is down, so it is having a possibility to go down. Of course, you can do this if you have two screens. You can keep this spot open in one chart and the future open in another, or you can resize this spot to fix in the same chart. If it is up to you. If you like the idea, every idea is good, provided you have back tested tens of thousands of times. I repeat, tens of thousands of times. So I have back tested this tens of thousands of times, that in a resistance, if I see a big bar close near to the high, it is all buyers out, and then possibly I'll see either immediate or one bar crack and snap back. So what happened here is a crack and snap back here, and this in candlestick terminology, this is a engulfing, isn't it, Valinder?
It is, but if you see the volume is not supporting this crack and snapback.
So you want to hold?
I will.
Okay. So who I will get out, because this is, as I told you, Friday. I was crying from the very beginning. So entered at 82, got into 7,500, 19 pips profit is 60.66% in ASX, because ASX generally gives 30%. Of course, it can give 150%, 150 points, but that's once in a 6 months. So if I am happy with 20 pips, I'll get out. But Valinder would with the crack and snapback, I'll not even wait for this low to be taken out. I'll be get out. So this is the time, Shweta, to answer your question. You can see this crack and snapback. Did you recognize that this is a crack and snapback, Shweta?
Yes, I did.
Alright, so I'll get out here, and then you can wait for the low to be taken out, and you can get out here. So this is the exit. That answers Shweta's question, where to exit. So this is only one of them. When you do I think, Shweta, you have already you are in the process of completing this intraday trading, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Where you are in the intraday when you are completing this intraday trading, then at the end you will come to know that there are 4 other ways to get out. This is one of them.
Okay. Yep.
So I probably answered Sri question, and then
One more follow-up question on Shweta's question
go.
on the exit. Is it a bad idea just if I have a target of 20 pips in ASX? I have 20 pips and I'm out.
Anyone wants to answer before I do? Because I have to answer. Anyone?
I
Yeah.
feel
No,
like it's a good kind of strategy in the beginning.
Beginning. Yeah.
no.
Why do you feel so, Shweta?
Because then you're not taking a lot of risk
Okay.
in the beginning when you're
And you are, yeah.
learning, and then you can just watch the market, and then maybe you can gather your knowledge and do it later on once you know when to actually get out.
Yeah, absolutely true. Brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah, go. Arindam, yeah. Any other answers to Arindam's question? Any volunteer? If not, then I would say yes, that's not a bad idea, because if we see that 30 pips is the maximum, we would say 20 pips is good enough. But I prefer to see a technical reason to get out. Otherwise, I may lose 100 pips here. If market continues in a very strong day, it may go up and end up in 100, giving me 100 pips. So that is the
Yeah.
only con side of that decision.
Okay.
All
So
right.
probably close one third or close two third, keep
Hmm.
one third,
Hmm.
put
Hmm.
the stop to break even
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
continue.
That's exactly what we do. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we do. First one book profit reach, second book profit reach, blah blah blah. And we have only one
I
third, one third, and one third. Go.
The other week I had a different strategy. If it is on Friday, if this phenomena is happening on Friday, I will take 20 pips and close it. But if it is happening on Monday, or let's say start of the week, I will wait for technical close.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thank you very much for this. And we completed 1 hour. And now it's time. I have answered almost 35% of the questions. I'll take a break and introduce Bharat. Again, I repeat, Bharat is such a wonderful trader. He passed our audition competent in 1 day, 100,000 US, and in next 4 days he is up $9,000. So Bharat, is up to you to talk for any time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and share. If you want to share your screen, share it. How do you share? I think you know it. If you don't know, I'll just show you. There is a this icon at the bottom of the Google Meet. So this is the Google Meet, and there is a bottom here. I am presenting. So if you are present, that's fine. Just click on this and select the screen if you have more than one, and then last but not the least, click on share screen. So Bharat, up to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Bharat Devanan from Bangalore, and
Hi Bharat.
hi. And yeah, I was just going through NP Financials website, and I found out that it was a very good opportunity. Because they have set up such a discipline that as traders will not have that much of discipline. Like we might be little lenient and put stop losses rarely or not maintain them, but here we are made to do so. So we have to trade with discipline only. So the way they have designed the structure, I felt that it taught me a lot. So I used to most of the times I have lost trades without a stop loss based on emotions. But here, I was able to do better. I'm getting better because of the stop loss thing, which I practiced a lot. Make hitting stop loss. Even if I have hit 7, 8, 9, 10 trades with the stop loss, 2 or 3 trades has given me a good amount of returns. That is one thing. And one more thing, what I felt, how I trade is that I go through the technicals first. So I look for trends. So wherever I find a trend, I look for trends. So after looking for the trend, I go for the fundamentals. So I look upon what's happening in the market and what are the main things that are affecting, like the macro events, not the micro events, the macro events which might affect. So if both of them match, if both of them match and the probabilities are more, then I go for a trade. Uh, that is one thing. And and one more thing is that leverage matters a lot. So leverage here and the quantity. Most of the even that is what I wanted to tell Partha sir is that even on Discord, they do not mention the quantity. They just mention the entry and exit price. So what I feel is mentioning the quantity is very important. So say they're trading with $100,000 account. The entry price and the quantity, how much quantity we have to place the order. So I think that would be more um, beneficial if if we get to know how much quantity we are trading for, because at times when the volume is very high, then we can go with higher quantities. But when the volume is low, obviously we have to enter with less quantity is what I feel, because if you go with higher quantities, the possibilities of triggering stop loss will be more. That is what I have seen from my past experience. And I always believe that anywhere people see any calls, quantity is the main thing, because they do not mention how much quantity we have to buy. I would like to talk more on quantity only. That is one thing. And uh, what else? That's it, sir. If there's anything else, I'll get back.
Which instruments you trade, Bharat, normally?
Mostly commodity. Gold is one thing,
Okay.
which I trade most of the times, and trading is always one thing that mindset. So mindset is very important. So if we end up going for small, so we have to always think big. So if we think that okay, 20 pips, as Arindam Sen said, sir also said well that we'll be having chances of 100 pips later on. But if we are into the 20 pips trade, so our mindset will be only for the 20 pips. So even if we won't be thinking much on that 100 pips opportunity while we are into the 20 pips trade. So our emotion will always be on the 20 pips trade. So that is what I feel. So that is why I feel whenever there is a big movement or a big chance, only then it is good to get into a trade. Even if we wait for 1 day or 2 days, that's fine. So wherever we have that big trade where we do not have a resistance or a support, where it has opportunity to go up or down simultaneously, that would be better, because everything runs on emotions. So if at all a trade is going down, if at all a trade is going up, you are getting profit, and again it is coming back to your buying price, then your emotion is affected again. So I could have exited. So that emotion has to be stopped initially, and so you should not feel that you're not good even if you're hitting the stop loss. So hitting stop loss is it is a very normal thing. It is nothing that you're a bad trader. So just and once you're getting the right entry, always wait for the exit. So the patience for you should always have that patience for the exit. That is one thing what I felt.
Brilliant, fantastic, and I try to write down everything so that everyone remembers what Bharat said and ask hundreds of questions to him. Yeah, so I'll ask a lot of questions to Bharat, but before I ask, on behalf of you and on my behalf, I would open this floor to ask questions to Bharat one at a time, please. Any questions to Bharat?
Hey, Bharat, it's Marty here.
Yes, I'm
Marty.
Hello.
Marty.
I'm wondering if you take an entry to go long on your supports just at the level, or do you wait for some sort of price action to confirm your entry point?
One thing is market hours is very important. So how much hours you have watched the market, how many candles you have watched. So that is very important. So you will have this instinct. So a trader will always have his instinct. So that instinct will always matter at this point of time. So when you see the candles, say a 5-minute candle simultaneously for 4 candles, and you see that okay, it is not breaking the support. 4 candles, 5 candles, it is still staying there. Then you take an entry. So even after taking an entry, even if it is holding, so then it says that okay, your trade is good. So sometimes even after taking the entry, suddenly your stop loss is hit. So then it says that there is not much volume in the market. It's better to stay back. So even after taking a trade, if you're still staying in the trade for a longer period, so if your stop loss is hit, say for 5 hours, 4 hours, your stop loss is not hit, that says that okay, your trade is in the right path.
Did
Thank you for that.
Bharat answer your question, Marty?
He did. He was more reiterating the fact of, say, a close above 1 and 2 scenario.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. And next question to Bharat.
But I like I love trading gold as well. So do you consider, that they have crazy wicks and everything? So you consider, as a support like wick as well when you draw a support, like candle wicks.
No, I didn't get you, Nishanti. Can you come again?
The candle have wicks, like, so with the support line, like when you do like 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
do you consider wicks for a support as well, like instead of body only?
No, I try to keep myself simple. So I start from the weekly chart and then go to the daily chart,
Okay.
and I look for support and resistance there. And also you have to look for technicals which match. So sometimes the 200-day moving average will match with the support or the resistance. So when these when different circumstances match together, and that I believe will be a very strong support or resistance. That is how I do. I don't look like a 1 minute chart or a 2 minute or nothing. So I start with 5 minutes only, and I always look for more probabilities like the news, and also different technicals matching at the same time.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, once I just yeah, it's hit 28,000, like, in my obvious 1 million account, and then next minute it's just like went 18,000, like came down, like, kind of, it's like, very volatile, like gold.
Gold is trading. Yeah, so it is at 18,000. So what do you
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, it's like fundamental. Obviously, that fundamental was the one that stood on the way, but it's just with this fundamental announcement and everything. So like, how you trade gold?
Bharat, just to explain what Nishanti is asking, Nishanti said in her
Yes.
$1 million professional audition account, she
Okay.
went up. She went up 28,000 profit, and
Okay.
next moment her profit went down to 18,000. Right, Nishanti?
Yeah, 18,000 just lost
18,000.
with
So
them with some fundamental things.
on this I'm new. So she's asking how to handle this gap of 10,000 in maybe 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds.
Because it
Okay.
is a professional $1 million account, so you have to answer that way.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I would recommend is the trailing stop loss, where if you see a candle which is suddenly taking out all the other white candles, so maybe I think you have to not go with your emotions and immediately close it, because when you are, obviously you'll be looking at the trade every second. Like, it is not that you have put a trade and left it, right? So you're watching it every second by second. You're watching it. You're watching the trade. So what I would feel is, and one more thing is, again, emotions are the important thing. So when you have got such a huge profit, I think cutting down some of it, like exiting some quantity, would again satisfy your emotion, right? So even if you had exited some part of it at 28,000, and even if it had come down to 18,000, your emotion would have not you would have not worried much. But still, it is a very good trade. You have gone till 28. So losing 10 is obviously not a good thing. Again, your stop loss was 5,000 anyways. 5,000 is the breach level, right? So your breach would have been 4,000. So 4,000 you could have breached it. So it is not that you have to wait for it to go up again. So 4,000 was a breach. You could have put a trailing stop loss and you could have breached it. So
So
I think
with the MT5, you can put trailing stop loss.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You just change the. You just double click on the stop and change it.
Okay. Anyway,
Just
I
to
mean,
clarify, Bharat,
guys, I
Nishan,
have bad experience. I lost one of my 1 million audition account already. It's gone. And then 100,000 audition also gone because of this fundamental one. And then third 1 million account I'm at the moment. So it's just all lost because of fundamental. Otherwise, I just, like, one day, my account, 5% up, like, next day it's gone, like, it's just fundamental drives me crazy. That's
Just
basically fundamental.
just a little, I think Bharat would answer this, but just a little bit of 2 cents from my side. If you
Mm.
say, I'm trying to write my best on the Bharat what he's saying, he said fundamental plus technical. So if you only blame fundamental or take fundamental, I think Nishanti, you were missing 50% of it. So because every one of us is a trader, and myself as a trader have never ever gone and seen any news whatsoever in Forex factory, believe me. And I am an intraday trader. In intraday even, I don't go to see any news whatsoever, because I under believe what Arindam said, that every news, everything, only I see red, but my this thing is already always closed. So everything is being captured here on the price bar,
Discounted, already
is already
discounted.
discounted. So my strong thing would be, please do not be very careful on fundamental and start not seeing the fundamental and only relying on technical or trend. Bharat, am I right?
Yes, sir, you're absolutely right. My 80% of my trading goes on technical only, whereas 20% is when there are very high events. Whereas in last week, so there were some there were some talks between Ukraine and Russia to stop the war, right?
Hmm.
So obviously, when the war is going to stop, gold is more risky towards the downside. So it will be going to the downside. So that is one thing where my technical also said me that it is a good time to sell, and that is why I sold gold last week. And also the fundamentals on the other side played some part, like that thing or some. But always the stop loss and take profit will be on the technical side. So no matter what the fundamental is, my stop loss is always there to protect me. So that is what I feel.
Exactly correct. Fantastic.
I
Very
think
good.
for commodity, the news matters little bit. It is just to keep it in the back of your mind. But finally, the bar will show that also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next question to Bharat.
Partha, you've got the gold chart open, right? Sorry, Bharat. I'm very visual person. Do you mind if you look at a chart and maybe go through one of your trade?
Bharat.
Oh, let me just share you the screen here.
Yes. Absolutely good going, Bharat. Keep it up.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I think you have to click on that last share screen. You have not clicked it.
Share. Okay.
That last bit always everyone misses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. Very good. Good job done. Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Everyone can see Bharat's screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
So the recent trades which I took was 1950. So yeah, this was on 20. Just
You are on a 4-hour chart.
4 hour chart. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a nice entry with a very small stop loss on the top.
Yeah. So 1950, yeah, here.
Yeah.
So it went on to 1964 the previous day, and what I could see was uh, anything below 1950. 1950 was one psychological place where if it broke down, it would not recover so easily. So 19 when it came below 1950, the next day, so it did not cross the previous day's candle. Like when it came below this candle here, if you can see me, it came below 1950,
Yep.
and there was no recovery beyond 1950.
Yep.
So 1947, 1946, I took the trade. I took the sell trade with the stop loss of 1950. So 1950 was a very strong resistance there. So which we can see that and it went and it continued, and if you see this line here, there I could see my first exit level, so 26. So I knew that there was a 20-point possibility here. So whereas my stop loss was only 5 points, 4 to 5 points, I knew that there was scope for it to go below 28, because if you see even in the previous trend here, so there was no stopping anywhere, so uh, it went directly from 30 to 60
Hmm.
and 50, and again I felt that there were no buyers anywhere here at this level, so my first exit was somewhere around 25. So as I can see, I have drawn a line here. So as and when it touched the line, there was a bounce back here again.
Hmm.
There was a bounce back here again.
Hmm.
So what I did was there was a second entry chance here. So I gave another entry at 1945 with a stop loss of 1950, as I know that was a very big resistance. So again, when it came down here, I gave an exit. So as soon as it broke this line here, uh, it did not cross the line again. So the previous support which was there became the resistance again. So the next day I again went for a sell, keeping 1930 as the resistance. I went for a sell, which was the previous support became the resistance here.
Hmm.
So I again went there and I exited at 1910. So that is what I did, and this was again false. Like it did not sustain so long. So the fair spot I thought would come back again. So 10 was my exit, and I did not keep any emotions. I exited at 10 straightly. That is what I did.
Brilliant.
Right. Great. Thank you for sharing.
Excellent. Fantastic. Any question to Bharat?
It's a brilliant trade.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Excellent. Thanks a ton. Thank you, Bharat. Good job done.
Welcome.
Very good job. Very good job. A big hand to Bharat. All right, Bharat, if you can stop presenting, everyone can see my. Of course, everyone can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so let's recapitulate what our brilliant trader Bharat said. And everyone, I hope, understood what he said. He said N P Financials made his trading better in the sense by forcing him to put the stop loss, because one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, Bharat, because one of the reason at here to follow rules is put the stop loss. If you are not putting the stop loss while you are putting your entry, then our technology will close that trade no matter whether you are making a profit and loss. And if you make 100 trades, our technology will close 100 trades if you have not put this stop loss. So that you make you a very disciplined trader. So that's what Bharat has agreed. Thank you for that, Bharat. That's a very good practice, extremely good practice, because this is the only way you can lose less than 0.3 0.11% maximum. You can keep your, because the name of the game is keeping your capital first, then proceed. So that is number one. Then he says about his technical understanding and fundamental analysis, and how he sees the trend. He sees the weekly, daily resistance, 200 day exponential moving average plus support and resistance. So this is what NP Financials, what we say is a confluence of these elements. So confluence of the elements, more confluence means more success, more probability of success. So we say at times confluence means can be done pivot point, exponential moving average, our support resistance, dynamic or horizontal, blah blah blah. But his is weekly, daily, 200 day and support resistance. So that is his technical trend, and fundamental is only 20% or less than that. And that too very critical fundamental, like stop war between Ukraine and Russia. That's not happens every day, let me tell you. And leverage of 10:1 is a very good thing, because we don't want to over leverage you, because leverage is a double-edged sword. Like stop loss, we have restricted your bad trading by putting a restriction here on 10:1. So you cannot just gamble. So that is very good thing, which the points which Bharat actually told and picked up for talking in last 10 15 20 minutes was exceptional, was very good. He touched on extremely good points. Thanks again, Bharat. So leverage is one good thing in habit, 10:1, because it's a double-edged sword, and then stop loss placement is a good practice. Then he said, I probably will put my 2 cents here. Quantity is extremely main thing, because we say in the quantity we say position sizing. We are biggest in position sizing, and Bharat is said he is also biggest. He's for him also biggest thing is quantity. I fully agree with that. But he also mentioned in our Discord that we do not put quantity. That yeah, that's for sure. But we presume one thing which probably Bharat has to find out. He will find out if I say when I say that 7451, where is that last entry? Yeah, so when I say Bharat and all, when we say long can be 7536, stop at 30 points. So when I'm saying long 7536 minus 30 is the stop loss. So this stop point is at 7506. So you are risking 30 pips, and supposing you are taking a competent of 100,000, which is 1% is 1000. So your quantity would be, my dear friend, 1000 divided by 30 if you are trading ASX. So quantity always is being said here, although it is not as explicit as you are asking, right, Bharat?
Yes, sir. Yes, got it.
Got it? Yeah, I was thinking, wow, Bharat is is asking very explicit, but because it is not very explicit to write, and will not write, because why will not write? For simple reason, because some trader like Nishanti is trading $1 million, and some trader like me may be trading $25,000, Arindam $150,000, and Bharat $100,000. So everyone's account size would be different. So the account risk would be different, because account risk is 1% of the account size. So and the what is the position size? Position size is nothing but the account risk divided by the trade risk. So if I am Nishanti, if I am taking $1 million, my account risk is 10,000. 1% of 1 million is 10,000. My maths is correct? So 10,000 divided by 30. 10,000 is 1%, which is account size. 30 is the trade risk. So 10,000 divided by 30. So she will be taking much more quantity than me if I am handling 100,000. Right, Bharat? That's why
Yes,
we that's why we do not. Now have you understood that we do not do anything wrong in the Discord?
yes, yes, yes. I got it.
And yeah, gold is the gold is favorites for Bharat, as I can see, and we have posted also in our funded trading the how he passed up in one day. And look at, everyone can see my chart, my screen, and look
Yes.
at Bharat's trade on 24th. This is on gold, Euro Aussie, Aussie, Euro Aussie, Euro Aussie, gold, 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 gold. And look at the consistent in quantity, 44225. That's why he was big on quantity. And he made $7,000 here, $2,000 there, $963 there, $580 there, lost $11, $310, $23. So how good is this journal?
Wahama.
Absolutely. And one other thing I think is there in our blog. Yeah, I think I have shown you something, and the this thing here. It will play music. Don't worry, I'll stop that music. Stopped. Alright, so this is what I showed you the journal, and I showed you the brilliant result of Bharat here. Profit percentage 10%, number of days 1. Profit.
I can't see you in the large screen. Is it just me or
Everyone can see
Nishanti,
my.
you have to pin it, Nishanti. I think it's because of another presentation. If you go on there, there'll be 3 options, and if you pin the presentation, you'll be able to see.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Sure, yeah.
Sweta, you are more technical than me. I learned so many things from today from Sweta on the technicality of presentation, on Arindam on the spot, and
I think
Bharat.
she's a teacher, so she probably use this all the time to teach.
Yeah.
Whatever she may be, but she is helping, isn't it? And of course Bharat, everything. So gold, yeah, so his expected payoff is 500, and maximal drawdown we allow only 4%, but he has demonstrated 1.78%. And in the next blog I will put we will put his profit, how he got into $8,000 on that. So this is the statistics of Bharat. And I showed journal, I showed statistics, and then he talked about mindset. I love it when he talked about mindset. I love it when he talked about quantity. I love it when he talked about leverage and stop loss. A very big thing, very big thing. And and I love it, to stop thinking small, 20 pips, 10 pips. We must think big, because we don't know the left hand right hand side. It may go up to 100 pips, or it may immediately come and hit our break even stop, which is a trailing stop loss. And it is possible to trail the stop loss in MT5 or MT4. Just double click there and put a new stop. That's it. And of course you can have expert advisors. If you don't find anyone, just write support, they will find it out for you, and then they will give it to you. Expert advisors for putting trailing stop loss on MT4 and MT5. We are extremely big on helping people, because we ourselves are traders, and we're extremely big on helping people. That's why if you go to our about us section, you will see that we are open to help in email, live chat, phone, WhatsApp, Messenger, SMS, Discord. What do you want? Telegram. And on Telegram also. So every other channel you can ask a question and get an answer. So that's extremely good on Bharat, that he talks about big thing and big trade. Cost of business is normal, extremely related to mindset. We say cost of business, he said stop loss, getting stopped out. Extreme, what he said and what we are saying for last 6 years or 10 years are exactly matching. Patience for exit, the technical thing should soon happen. And market hours we discussed today, and instinct. If you see that crack and snapback happening, gold is not breaking the resistance and support, so that instinct. And Nishanti asked about candlestick wicks, and Bharat answered this. So I think we have repeated what Bharat said. Any question? And here, no question. Thank you, Bharat. All right. So next we'll go to talk to questions, and then come back to give this opportunity to Marty. Then next question from just to. We have answered that fundamental thing. Nishanti talked. No, where were we? We were in, but just trouble. Inter, how many normal? What is that? Trend which continues. Yeah, with that. Sri said two based on observations. What are the sequence of start intraday? We discussed that, and how normally price action follows pattern. We discussed that. But sound. When can you hear us now? When is too far from? He's in some 1200 kilometers away from the CBD Gold Coast. Alright. And Valinder asked about controlling greed. Big question. Okay, before I answer, anyone wants to answer how do you control greed?
I'd like to answer something there.
Go.
I was struggling with an account once, and I stopped and went through all my losing trades. I reflected on that for 2 weeks, and I came up with 5 situations that I needed to work on, and each one related to greed, as in, for example, stops too tight, or hoping that a trade would go a lot further than it would. Just simple little issues like that. I think when you put it all on paper in front of yourself, it sort of helps you to control it. Maybe that might help.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant answer, Marty. Extremely good. Anyone else wants to contribute on greed?
I would love to say that first of all, gain as much as knowledge as you guys can, and then when you will start understanding the better way all the market, then definitely there will be a less greed. I'm greedy too, so I know that that's what I'm doing these days.
Yeah, absolutely, very well said, Girija.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, I can. I probably I will not add more to this greed. I think the one thing which I possibly can is to act on discipline. I think greed and fear are actually behavior which are not which are uncontrolled behavior. I would say uncontrolled behavior. Why it is uncontrolled behavior? Because they are not controlled by your conscious brain or conscious mind. They are controlled by your unconscious or subconscious or superconscious brain. So when it is something is controlled by your superconscious brain, that is written on stone. That is written on stone. If because that is how the chemical, if you read on books on our brain, you'll understand the not mathematical medical science, how it is structured, how it behaves. So anything in our subconscious mind is written in stone, and this all this basic instinct of greed, fear, emotions, control, and opposite of it are written in our subconscious mind. So how to train our subconscious mind? The only way we can train our subconscious mind is through a discipline approach and continuous discipline and approach. So continuously cutting your grades, whichever these grades are, may least can be 1 to 20, 1 to 100. I don't think it will be a 1 to 100. I think, as Marty said, with his 14 years of experience, only 5 of them. He said only 5. I would only say maybe for two for me. Let us please understand that we all suffer from all these emotions: greed, fear, indiscipline, uncontrol. But we need to continuously teach and cut them in the bud, and have a disciplined approach to our life, towards life. This is big. If I am greedy towards samosa, um, I don't know the English of samosa. Maybe everyone understand what is samosa nowadays. And then that is a greed. That is a greed. So I need to control that to control my greed in trading. So yeah. So greed is real. Fear is real. Valinda, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Timing on exit. Thank you, Valinda. Shweta, that was answered. Double bottom success rate thoughts. Do you have anything in particular in mind, Marty, for answering me this question?
No, that was sort of wanting to understand when you see a formation starting to present itself, when do you disregard it? Say
Extremely good. Yeah, go.
before a turning point, maybe.
Go. Turning point. All right.
Before you see one, yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right. So Marty is asking double bottom top, double top, when to take advantage, when not to take advantage, and specifically he is coming from a concept thing called when, what not to do when we see double. What did I do? All right. Okay, let me try this one. Settings, I changed this to 13 for ASX, and then increase this to so Marty is asking what not to do, in a circumstance of double bottom, double top. So my answer to Marty would be double bottom and double top, all said and done, are probably, if you do a pattern analysis. I think Sri also asked this question. When you do a pattern analysis, then you would come to know that double bottom and double top roughly are 67% successful. It can be 70, it can be 65, but roughly 67%. So when you see a double bottom, specifically, then it will be a great success, Marty, if it is coming from a double bottom. Let me first take a deep on the double bottom. Double bottom will be successful for if it is coming after a downtrend. If it is coming after a downtrend and then we see a double bottom, then we see a crack and snap back on the support line, so that will be a success. That will be a success. But similarly, if we see break 1 and break 2, that means it has broken 1 as per our rule, and it has broken 2 as per our rule. Break 1 and break 2, it is break. After this, seeing a double top and waiting for a success would be a possible failure, Marty. So what does it mean? It means that unless and until we are going into this red zone of the right hand side of the top right hand corner, red zone, then don't look for opposite. In this case it is down going up. Don't look for opposite double top in this case to go down. So that is number one. That is the main thing. If you want to go to double top success here, then I would possibly say wait for break 1 and break 2. Now you understand everything, so I don't have to do that. So wait for now. If you have to see that this is a double top, then this is 1 and this is 2, so wait for this to be broken. Similarly, if you want to go to here on the short side, then you wait for this to be broken, this to not done. If you want to go short here, wait for this to be broken, this to be not done. So this way you can, when you want to this is double top, I'm going a little bit fast because Marty understands everything. When I go this double top, then wait for this one to be taken, not done. So this way, my dear friend, you can avoid the double top double bottom wrong settings. Did I answer your question, Marty?
Yes, you did add value, Partha. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you for that. And then fundamental things, announcement calendar, Nisha, Bharat has already answered. Don't see, only believe that what is happening is that is the only truth. And then Girija daily chart 1 2 3, we discussed that. And then Justin, that was Abram. He's asking, in Australia we recently got the budget proposal from the government. Does it affect the ASX and why not? That's a good question. I would say no. I would say no, because budget. First of all, Australia is such a small country, not in land, but in financial strength. But in financial strength, Australia is such a small country. No one bothers about Australia. To be very honest with you.
But Australian dollar is went up.
Went up. That is in the lighter side, Abram and Nisha. Don't take it so seriously. But yeah, to answer that question, why and why not, I would say no. I would say simply no, because no one, first of all, Australia is small financially, and then budget is no one bothers, because it is a political decision, and budget will only be helpful to the sector. So one other thing which you probably can do, my dear friend Abram, when you do list, and then I think we posted one on the sector, I think in our intermarket analysis. I don't know, I don't remember, but if we have not, please post that same question. I think this one. I think this one is it. Yeah. Yeah, so this you can do on a sector analysis just after budget, because interpreting budget itself is a nightmare. That's why I don't read it. And because best thing to interpret budget, what does budget do? Budget do plus minus of energy conservation. Energy what? Money. Money flow. I look it that way. So energy means money flow. Budget try to control the energy flow, that is money control. So what does it mean? It means that some sectors it will benefit, and some other sectors it will not benefit. So if you want to take advantage of the budget, just up to the budget you can have an analysis of the daily chart or hourly chart. These are the 8 sectors from Australia: financial, utility, blah blah blah, energy, minerals, and those things. And then see what budget has done. Has done some benefit to this sector or not that? And after identifying the sector, you can go back to the listed shares within that sector to trade. Did I answer your question? And Abraham is also asking, if a large business house like Microsoft merges with a company, would I have the chance of being paid a dividend by the larger business? For example, Microsoft takes over medium-sized tech giant. And then his third question to Arindam was, Arindam, what do you mean don't watch the news and Google while trading? Thought it was an advantage. Okay, I'll go one by one. So I answered budget, and then he's asking Microsoft merger with tech giant. And asking paid a dividend by the larger business. I would definitely, common sense says yes, yeah, it is. Anyone wants to defy me, or did I say correct? Marty or anyone?
Buyer's value will normally go down.
No. He is asking. This is the question. Two large business like Microsoft merged with tech giant. Which company's dividend he will get? Microsoft or tech giant?
Take time.
Tech
Takes
giant.
time. After the merger is completed.
It will be
So there will be a
Microsoft.
long, yeah, there will be a long process before that.
So his simple question is this. So who would get tech giant or Microsoft dividend?
Till the time you are holding Microsoft share, you will get Microsoft dividend only.
And
Whose
if
equity you
he's
are holding,
holding tech giant?
you will get Tech Giant
Yeah,
dividend only.
that's correct. Did it answer your question, Abram?
He left the group actually.
Okay, sorry, I'm not very strong in fundamental, so that's why I always pass the question on the fundamentals. Question Abram says never mind, question got answered. All right, church, yeah, church time. All right, so with this I'd introduce Marty, a tremendous trader by himself, and then he has joined N P Financials, and then he is having a big understanding on fundamental and share trading and other stuff, which we want to listen to him. So over to you, Marty, for the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you, Partha. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Mati.
Okay,
Hi, Mary.
okay, so from today, I've noticed there's been a lot of emphasis on the fundamentals. So I'll just share my chart and
Go.
try and shed some light on why it's such a hard concept to understand.
Very well started, Marty. You have to share your screens.
Okay. So is my screen being shared?
Yeah, coming.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I can see your screen. Everyone can?
Yes.
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 Okay. So here we have Forex Factory. It's pretty basic. Everyone knows about it, but it can still be used quite well. And here we're just using an example of Australia. And we've got CPI, the Consumer Price Index, quarter on quarter. Now, this is a gauge of all sales that has happened through businesses within the quarter. So, in saying that, to get this figure, they have to accumulate and register every sale through every business in Australia. So by the time you see this figure, it's already old and outdated. So really it's just a guideline to follow. And that happens with just about any news that has a figure involved with it. We can come down to something like a cash rate or an RBA statement or a monetary policy. So all these items are pretty well a global influence, I would say. Fiscal policy is more internal within laws and taxes. But for a monetary policy, this will be more contributed from an outside influence. When you will have people like Governor Lowe who will speak, he will give an indication as to something being positive or negative. And either way, if it's going to involve a policy change, he will indicate that it might change. And that will give somewhat to the audience, us traders, that something positive will happen. So we start putting money into his policy without him even having to change the policy. So that policy might never even change. So this is a sneaky way how they, what do you call it? I don't know, how they can bring money into themselves, how the RBA can control money somewhat. And then when you come to unemployment, there's also a big factor with job ads to see how many job ads have been posted, if they're increasing, what wages are doing as well. So we need to understand and get a pretty good picture of what's happening happening in the employment scenario. And just with that, Australia is a big exporting country, so there's another fundamental known as balance of trade, which lets you know our economic position, whether we're, I don't know how you say it, simply like whether
Difference.
we're
Yeah.
competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to put all these factors in place and with a good understanding to try and paint somewhat of a picture to get a gauge of what it is going to do for our currency. And that is why fundamentals are so hard to try and trade off. As well as that, because we see Q on Q figures, these are more designed for a long-term kind of trade, not really something to be involved in on an intraday or a daily time frame is even hard, because once a policy does get introduced, it can take up to 3 months to a year to see the full effects of that policy. I don't know if any of that's been any help to anyone out there, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah,
That
Marty,
makes sense.
yeah, Marty, if you go to Japan, because Japanese yen hit 7 years low like last Monday. So and then Bank of Japan announced. So what sort of thing you're looking into, that sort of things coming?
For things coming, I'm probably a lot like Harper with technicals. I've found it very hard to gauge any sort of performance.
It's
through
a
fundamentals.
fundamental, it's just came 7 years low, on Monday. It's because of Bank of Japan announced stimulus thing. So so can you track those down before it's happened?
What we can do in a way is you'll see their GDP figures,
Yeah.
and you can gauge somewhat of a trend with their GDP figures, and it would be advisable to put interest rates along with that as well. They would be the main two to follow. That should give you an idea of inflation as well.
I'd
But
put, yeah,
in
go,
saying that-
Marty. Yeah, Marty, go. But in saying
in,
that,
in
Yeah.
saying that, it's still pretty hard to gauge what a government wants to do or the Reserve Bank of that country wants to do with their money.
I'll just answer to add 2 cents after Marty says this, and Nisha asked this question. This BOJ, Bank of Japan governor speaking, and from my experience of the last 17 years, what we have seen, what every time I see that any fundamental which is going to come is actually will match definitely with any technical which is going to happen. So that there is a tremendous match and mix and match between these two. If you go and see the Marty, go and see the Japanese yen, please, because you are sharing the screen.
Japanese yen, closed really
In
well.
Pro real time, in the pro real time, please, Marty.
Because Japanese yen grows really well until that announcement, because with the war and everything, USA, GB, they were all going all over the place, but Japanese yen went one direction perfectly.
Just bring the
Until Monday.
Japanese yen. Yeah, I'll try to answer about and make it monthly. Mark it monthly, and remove the pivot points, please. Yeah, I'll answer. Delete the pivot points. Yeah, keep it there and delete the pivot points. Lovely. And remove the EMA. Alright. So Nisha, you said actually correct that BOJ was dancing here and there and coming with their quotes, and as Marty said very brilliantly that and Marty will continue, but I want to add here that it is so hard to read fundamental, because when you are actually reading CPI which affected by every company, the news is already old. Similarly, this is a sneaky way. I completely agree when the Reserve Bank governor speaks speaking. Same thing with unemployment, current account, and quarter-on-quarter figure, because this is extremely impossible to read. I'm not Warren Buffett who can read 84 balance sheet in a day. So if you are like him, yeah, you are probably better in fundamental. But all said and done, with due respect to everyone, whatever the fundamental is going to happen, technical already happened. So which one to choose? I'll just give you the same example which you are referring to, BOJ. BOJ is having a 125 on the pro tsunami. If you go and see our post on the Discord, we have said 125, yeah, is the zone where it will get a register. 125, make it 125, being a round number, and 125 means 12,500. 12,500 is a big after tsunami resistance. That is the technical, because if you have read Japanese yen well, you have understood the mother nature always creates the high and low of Japanese yen, like the Kobe earthquake in 1996, the tsunami in 2011. So mother nature creates the high and low, not the bank of whatever. So when the mother nature, after the tsunami, it was repatriated and Japan was rebuilt, the resistance technically was 125. Exactly, it went up to 125. Hell with BOJ, and my price came down. Sorry, Marty, continue.
One surprising thing I see sometimes, Murti and Partha,
Yeah.
many a times, typically a technical should follow the fundamental. That's the normal logic. But many a times, technical precedes the fundamental in many markets.
Exactly,
I don't know how it
correct.
happens.
Always.
I don't know how it happens actually. It's like very
Yeah.
tricky.
You have to ask that question to Japanese yen. Why mother nature always creates the low for Japanese yen?
No, not only Japanese yen. If you see, go and see the Facebook collapse.
Yeah.
Before anything happened, or before the Google thing, before the Tesla thing, technical was already showing it is downtrend. Okay, for no reason.
I would tell you the reason. It is my analysis. I am 100% wrong, maybe. Because the big boys like the Fed governor and the Facebook chairman, they probably share tea and coffee together, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, they know what's happening inside.
So
Yeah.
that is the answer. We don't get the chance to share coffee with Microsoft chairman, do we?
Yeah, we had everything last, they probably know what's their plan,
No,
years.
we have everything fast because of our technicals. That's what Arindam said, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think there was
Sometimes it's like too surprising. There is a bad news. Technically, will also go back down. I mean, it will happen.
Yes.
That's like taken. That's
Yes.
like has to happen.
Now good news means downtrend for technicals.
Yeah.
because technical has already priced that good trend.
Yeah. So I was surprised to see these 4 or 5 big trend reversals in equities, where technical was preceding the fundamental, as if the technical guy was like putting a telescope and seeing it. This is coming.
Always.
Yeah, maybe what happens is, when they see the price, the company losing the profit or something, they want to do something. Then maybe that's what fundamental
The
follows.
result was not announced. Result announced the day after. Before that, market already got discounted and shown the double top and went down, broke the neck even. Even the neck was broken before the result was out. And that was surprising actually. Like, sometimes you can't give logic for everything, and some things you have to just accept on the face of it.
Marty, please continue. Thanks, Arindam.
Maybe if there's any questions about the fundamentals, I can try and answer. I've sort of given a little bit of an insight.
One question I have for you on the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Before war started, everybody started buying the oil contracts at 94 or 92. Okay. And and it went up to 124, I think. 124 was the highest what we saw. So going by your fundamental aspects of it, will that point when war is at peak, will you advise to book the profit and get out of it, or just wait to situation to become more nasty?
No, all we can do is try and keep a current news feed if that's the way you'd like to trade, and keep abreast of all the OPEC figures, what the inventories are doing. As well
the
as
US oil, if you pull up the US oil chart,
CL, make it CL, USD, CL.
USL chart. So there are two schools of thought in fundamental. Oil is going to break the 147, and then it is like haywire. Whole world will keep crying. And then other thought was like big brothers will do something with Aramco and bring it down.
Right, crude oil, crude,
Yeah,
CRUDA.
crude, US crude or Brent crude, either of them.
Oh dear.
No, no, no. Right, CL and see what is coming. That's the one. Yeah, go.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at this.
This is a weekly chart or
You know why?
That's a bumpy chart.
I would just add somewhere 1 cent here, Marty. Forgive me. My
sure.
understanding here at 127, those people who are saying that it will go up to 140 or it will go to 100, they know nothing. First of all, why it happened? Because of your fundamental. Here, Nishanti probably can win because US already decided to sell millions of gallons of this thing to the
Strategic
from
reserve. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's always like, yeah, yeah, I
But
know.
you always know the resistance here at that point. If you go Marty. Yes, isn't it?
Yes, I have nothing more to say. It's just
Marty, can I ask you something? For the crypto, would fundamental would like really valid for crypto, or just they?
I'm no real expert on crypto, but it does have a characteristic of a currency, that's for sure.
Because I found it like, fundamental least affected by crypto. Like, yeah, just last few, yeah, I don't
My
know.
knowledge is very limited. I know only two instruments. That's all.
Yes, I'm sorry, Nishanti, I can't give a good answer for that one.
Okay.
Any next question to Marty?
From a fundamental perspective, Marty, now the war tends to be getting over in some way or the other. So impact wise, there are two schools again. One school says dollar will become a little weaker and Nasdaq will further crash because the arms supplies will go down. Requirement of arms will not go up further. So that's a fundamental view on one side of it. Second side of the fundamental view is that because everything is getting stabilized, all the markets will go up. So at this point of time, just from a fundamental perspective, without looking at technicals, which side and if you take and why you take that side? Any thoughts on that?
Yes, so if I was looking at the equity market, I would be paying attention to the interest rates. Simply because the interest rates, if they go up, they can slow an economy. Just because the people on the land, they're going to find it hard to pay for their bills. And not only that, companies have bills as well, which helps to slow the economy even further. So that would be the main point of interest I'd be looking at.
But currency will go up, yeah, with interest rate hike.
Theoretically, yes, but not always.
Sure.
Yep, correct, absolutely correct. Next
Gold
question.
will go down, currency will go up, index will go down. That's like it.
Thank you very much. If there is no other question to Marty, thank you so much, Marty, for what Marty said. Correct me if I'm wrong. That fundamental is so hard to trade because when you are reading thousands of companies to understand the figure of CPI, it is already outdated. Similarly, governors only want to control money by just picking, opening their mouth, sneaky way.
Yeah. That's why pricing something into the market,
Absolutely. Same thing with unemployment, current account, quarter on quarter readings like figures. And Japanese yen also it's very hard to gauge the interest rate and the GDP, but Marty gave us some beautiful idea. And my very strong, all said and done, my strong belief is technical always precedes fundamental. So we don't, I don't care about fundamental. Marty says fundamental is difficult and late, right, Marty?
Absolutely.
And Arinda probably said if technical matches with fundamental, right, Arinda?
Yeah, for me, when I'm trading as a trader, probably I just look at the bar, nothing else.
Exactly correct.
Anything else is a distraction, probably.
Absolutely correct. And oil, regarding oil, Marty said about OPEC, Russia, and USA is more what they are doing, and the technicality will also tell you about that. So with that, if you do you have any other question? If you do not have any other question, special thanks to Bharat, special thanks to Marty, special thanks to Arindam and all of you for contributing so big way. And we have written it down, and it's all recorded. And brilliant input from Bharat, and I we wish every success to all of you. And what people doing are very nice. We'll take that interview like we did today for Bharat and Marty, and we'll keep on doing the same way. And I really thank you for all your questions and answer and time and participation. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
for
you,
Bye,
now.
everyone.
everyone.
Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks very much.